Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 3 of CarCast. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. I haven't gotten much feedback yet on exactly, questions or anything yet. So if you have any questions about the content I upload or anything that you'd want to hear about, just put that in the description below. But the description, the comment section. Come on, I can't even think straight. So I filmed a couple episodes, but I had to nix a few of them because I thought that it would be casual if sometimes I'll get Dunkin' for my wife and I. And I'm a huge donut lover, so I'll get 2 donuts, chocolate glazed, double chocolate, whatever. And I'll eat them. So I thought maybe I could vlog, but then also take bites here and there. But the bites are just so awkwardly timed that anything that's 2 seconds long feels like 5 minutes. So I literally set up this new camera angle, by the way. I have a suction cup mount from, I think, Ulanzi, if that's how you say it right. It's an external suction cup mount that you can mount GoPros and stuff to. I'm testing it out with a safety rope. I've used it multiple times and it's worked every time, but I just know the one time that I use it without a safety rope, it's gonna fall off. So I'm really putting it through its tests and trying to see if I can get a locked down angle, get it really cemented on there so that I don't have to worry about a safety rope anymore. But then I'm running into the issue I need to get a new car battery because I have a dead cell in one of them, so I have an appointment for that to get it replaced. So fingers crossed nothing bad happens until then. Oh, excuse me, sorry about that. But yeah, long story short, I had to jump my car, but the way that this is mounted is it's on my hood because I don't want to get suction prints on my windshield. But I tied it to my windshield wiper, and then I was thinking, if it rains, I can't use my windshield wipers though, because it's going to end up wiping up and it will rip my camera off. So I'm I need to think of a better way to actually mount this. And yeah, so we'll figure that out as we go. I know before I've mounted it to my mirror, I might have to do that, but the only thing that worries me is if I hit a bump or anything like that and the suction releases, then I'm gonna have basically a wrecking ball on the side of my car. Because a lot of my drive is on highway, so I'm going pretty much 45 to about 70 miles per hour the whole way to my work. But once I get into the city before, I guess the township where my work is, it's all real low speed, 25. It's a speed trap, so I should be able to. I should be fine there. I guess the real test is highway. But then again, really the only thing that concerns me is bumps, because the way the suction works is it has 2 push levers on the side that if you push, it releases the suction. So I'm hoping that if I hit a bump, it doesn't release any suction. Because it is a plunger kind of mount system, so you have to plunge it so many times until the red line is hidden, and then it means it's sealed. But there's been times where I've sealed it and then came back a few moments later and it pops out. So I think the suction may honestly be kind of broken, because I know when I was trying to do it, I couldn't remember if you had to twist it to release it. So I think the plunger's a little bit wonky. But we'll figure that out as we go. But anyway, today's topic, I don't know a lot about it, but it kind of goes hand to hand with the first 2 episodes. I say that I like to do a lot of videography, and a lot of the stuff I digest is kind of horror or cryptid content. But so me and my work colleague really dive into a bunch of the unknown stuff, UFOs, AI, all that tech stuff. But I've been seeing lately the new kind of sound sonar that they found in Egypt. I feel that stuff is absolutely crazy and it's not taken serious, which is kind of frustrating, because if basically it's pinpointing objects based off sound, kind of I guess in the easiest way to explain like an echolocation type thing where they bounce sound through the ground, and then like the way it bounces back, you can basically map like things that are underneath. So they basically mapped that there's these giant pillars under one of the pyramids in Egypt, and they almost look coil-like. So I watched a few videos here and there. Again, I'm not completely like indulged in like this is that, but I've heard that like the spirals around it were apparently walkways, like almost like a staircase, and then I don't know what the actual cylindrical thing is. People, I think, just see the 3D mapping and think that they're giant energy coils, which I don't think that that's the truth. I could be wrong, but it's just kind of weird that we've known the pyramids were there for so long, but now we're just finding out like this stuff. And my work colleague was apparently saying part of the reason we didn't know that before is because Egypt was like not letting us basically discover or dig, because the pyramids are they are a wonder of the world, and I'm sure there's tons of laws protecting them. It'd be like if, I don't know, Europe came over here and was like, we think that there's a base underneath the White House, so that they want to dig under the that's not going to happen. So I just think that Egypt and these coils are kind of weird. I think things find a convenient way of popping up at the most kind of crazy times in history. I know there's a ton of crazy stuff with like the tariffs and Trump and Tesla and all that, but then like out of the blue, like all this stuff just kind of comes out with that. And then also like inside, I guess they did sound stuff, and there's 5 kind of hut-like symmetrical buildings with walkways to them, which, I mean, I guess could be almost kind of like tomb-like structures, because my theory is, and it's not so much a theory because I know there's truth to it too, but so I was talking to my colleague, and one of the things that you can't do is like, obviously you can't explore in the pyramid just all willy-nilly because there's traps and stuff, but part of me is wondering if there are traps, but maybe like the government or something there kind of hyped it up a ton. And again, I'm not trying to be a know-it-all. I know that if some historian or archaeologist or something comments on this, they'll put me in my place, and that's fine. But I'm just saying, like, based off of my knowledge of it, because you can't know everything. Obviously, there's probably traps in there because there's untold treasures in all of those tombs and stuff. But I don't think it's like literally per square inch that there's a tile everywhere. I think that's just kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, I just think that that's kind of a crazy discovery that we're just now all of a sudden finding out, because it's kind of wonky that we don't know any of that stuff, and then out of the blue it just pops up. I think that my hood might be unlatched. I'm not sure. It's kind of weird. I had to jump start my car, so I might have to make a quick pit stop here in a little bit, because I don't want my hood blowing up and just absolutely ruining my day. That would not be good. But I don't have a symbol for it being open, which is weird. Yeah, that's not good. I don't want a Grand Theft Auto where the hood just flies up and blinds me. But we're going to try to push on here, maybe go in the slow lane. I think it's hooked, so it should be fine. But this is interesting. My camera's bouncing all around. Hopefully the Rocksteady really puts it together. So I'm wondering if it's the pressure due to the camera, because the wind resistance is definitely blowing, because I'm driving again 70 miles per hour. So it might be just tugging up on the engine, the hood rather. So, well, we'll see what happens here. If I get blinded, then hopefully I don't crash. But yeah, so Egypt's pretty crazy, but it just makes you wonder, overall, like, all the stuff that if you could, like, would you want to actually know the truth? I know there's conspiracy theories about literally everything under the sun. There's conspiracy theories if, like, JFK, like, that's a hot topic thing right now. All those documents are being released. The Epstein files, 9/11, like, all these horrible things, like, even the Titanic, stuff like that. There's always just some type of theory where it's like, the Titanic couldn't have crashed. It was literally unsinkable. Like, did they purposely crash it? XYZ. And it's, like, crazy that people think of this stuff, but then what's even crazier sometimes, and again, I'm saying this with a grain of salt, I'm not saying that all of these things necessarily happen, like, by secret groups or secret conventions. I think sometimes things get blown out of proportion that way, but I think it starts to get a bit scary for the public when some of these theories, for the example, the pyramids, like, it's like, oh, we don't want you to, like, explore around there, but then all of a sudden our hunch is right. Like, the sound sonar found literally ginormous structures below the pyramid, and it's one of those things that's baffled people for just decades. Like, how did they make it? These stones are tons of pounds, like tens of tons of pounds, and yet people apparently hand built them. It just, like, makes you kind of think, like, what happened? And then another thing that me and my colleague talked about is kind of things where people aren't completely sure of the history. It seems like a lot of history that's taught, like, obviously the things like the Tea Party, the Revolutionary War, Civil War, all that stuff, to World War I, World War II, that seems to be kind of, like, engraved into most people's heads. But then there's things like, I think it's the Library of Alexandria, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but apparently that library had a lot of knowledge, and I guess it just burned and all of the books went away. So it's kind of a thing where it makes you think, if that theory is true, because again, these are all conspiracy theories, what was hidden? Like, what civilizations were made? What other things were in the works that now all of a sudden are just gone because all the pages are burned, everything's just gone? But then it also raises the question, it's like, well, what if it wasn't burnt? What if it was just hidden because people who wrote those books and who've read them and stuff that's been documented, I feel like they would know that that stuff's so important that they would almost make, like, a duplicate or a backup copy, keep it somewhere safe. Because back in the day, too, people were absolutely just wild smart. Like, I think that just because we're in today's age with, like, modern medicine and technology and vaccines and AI, and don't get me wrong, we would absolutely just blow them away with everything we can do. But back then, they were, like, basically setting the groundwork for what we could do today. Like, just astrology, not all of it may have been accurate, but just how crazy some things are. Like, even back to the pyramids, apparently, like, they're literally lined up to, like, the stars. Like, every pyramid's just, like, absolutely lined up, and it's just crazy, like, how they can know that back in that day, when today we could buy, like, an $1,000 telescope and be like, yeah, I could see the moon as if I was 300 feet away from it. And back then, like, they had stuff, but again, it's not to the caliber of what we have. Everything's always getting better, everything's always advancing. And if 40 years from now we're going to be just blown away by the stuff that exists. Like, we always talk about like Apple products and PC products. I built my own PC, but a lot of the artists in my office, like in the corporate office I work for, use Mac. And it's a thing where we keep talking. It's like, well, Mac typically waits but does things better. But like they have to kind of like wait to see what the industry innovates. So, for example, one of the coolest things was like the Apple Vision. But the problem is nobody wants to walk around with ski goggles on their head. They want to walk around with glasses. And I know Meta's basically been partnered with Ray-Ban, and they made kind of smart glasses with cameras in them. And I feel like once Apple is able to get that technology in just a small pair of glasses like this, I feel like the iPhone will honestly go away, because you'll be able to see text messages on your screen as if they're augmented reality. You'll be able to type, you'll be able to watch videos, and then they also have the glasses that are literally headphones, so it just sits over your ear and the sound goes through. So you would literally not really even need a phone. But the counter argument to that is proprietary technology. So it'd be like an Apple Watch. Apple wouldn't want to decrease the sales of their iPhone, obviously. So a lot of people that I work for are saying, well, they'd probably just make it an attachment for the iPhone. And I can see that too. But I think the problem with that becomes, if they made it almost like how the Apple Watch could also be cellular, you're going to be paying a ton of money for glasses. Anybody with glasses knows you're paying hundreds of dollars for frames, for lenses, the appointment. And I know you could buy cheaper frames, but still lenses are pretty expensive. Throw all of that into also buying a technologically advanced kind of computer system that can project all of the stuff onto your eyes and everything. You're probably looking at no less than a $2,000 to $3,000 pair of glasses. The Apple Vision Pro, I believe, is $2,800. I could be wrong. They could have like downsized the price, but those goggles are $2,800. Imagine what they're going to charge for glasses. And sure, they might do it in like the stages too, where there's cellular and then non-cellular. Cellular might be like $2,800, like the Apple Vision. Non-cellular will be like $2,800, like the Apple Vision. But cellular, you're gonna have to pay monthly for it, and then it might like be $3,200 or something. But I guess my viewpoint of the Apple Vision or any future AR glasses or headsets is that I envision stuff like maps. So a lot of people use Apple CarPlay, but like if your maps is on your eyes and you could just see like the street like be lit up green, or like an arrow or something pointing, or maybe the map's tiny up in the corner, you literally don't have to like be like, okay, Apple CarPlay, look, Apple CarPlay, look, oh, phone, look, oh, phone, look. It's just right there. You're always straight ahead. There's going to be smart gestures too, so if it's like you can't see the map, maybe you're on a road trip and you're on the highway for 200 miles, you're coming up to the exit, you could just be like, whoosh, scales up, you know the exit's in 2 miles, you scale it down, you move it to the side, and then say like your, I don't know, fiance or something's riding separate, maybe you're moving, they text you, it's like, oh, I found a quicker way, it's actually the exit before. That would pop up over here, because like you basically almost have 2 screens. Your vision's going to perceive it as one screen, because it's all going to be augmented on the same kind of like level, but you'll be able to like quickly just like glance without taking your eyes off of important things. So like if you're in a meeting and somebody texts you like, oh, I need you to send this file over, you could see that without like having to be interrupted and text. And I feel like that works both ways, with the phone and without the phone. But I just feel like if I'm going to spend that much money on glasses, I'd rather that be my whole kind of thing. And at night, you obviously have some type of MagSafe charging, because I do need glasses for like nighttime driving and far distance seeing. I normally don't wear them besides that. But if you introduce stuff like tech, a lot more people, I feel like, will wear glasses, especially if you can implement them into things like sunglasses, where you can kind of put them on as you choose. But then that is the counter argument to my thing where, why would they not just make it proprietary with the phone? Because there are times where you might not want to wear glasses. Say if it's late at night, you wear your glasses all day, you're trying to sleep, and then you might want to just like scroll TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever. You take off your glasses and then you just pull out your phone. I feel like this would also help maybe with the screen to eye ratio. I know people are concerned with like blue light, all that, so you could get actual glasses with blue light reduction. You could also get just yellow tinted glasses. You could put it on night mode, and it just helps you get a better night's sleep and better vision overall. But I just feel like this stuff is so interesting to me because you never can really tell which way it's going. I just feel like it is time, though, for one of these companies to innovate, because there's only so many times you can feed us the same product. And people might argue with that. It's like people are going to buy iPhone 17 if they're iPhone users because they don't want to learn Android. That's all fine and dandy, but I just feel personally, if you keep feeding people, I don't know, Honey Nut Cheerios and put it in a new box every year, eventually somebody's going to say, you know what, I want that Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And then somebody will make it, and then people will love it, and they'll be like, why did we ever just repackage this? And I know technology takes time. The next big thing I honestly think Apple will do, since Microsoft made that quantum chip, I think Apple's going to make their first quantum chip. I don't think we'll probably see it till maybe like 26 or 27, because no doubt how the industry works, I think that they'll research what Microsoft did, copy it, try to make it better in their way. But I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, I feel like they're both powerhouse companies and they have a lot of cool tech coming out. So I'm excited for the future, and I'm excited to see what these quantum chips and everything can do for the realm of computing, editing, gaming, all of that stuff. It's going to be very interesting these next 5 to 10 years to see how far stuff comes with AI, with just actual hardware too. I guess the scary part, we'll see if production can be met, because that's one of the things is I feel like a lot of it's manufactured overseas, and I know the whole Trump situation with tariffs and them not liking China, it'll be a mess for sure, but technology is going to advance either way. They'll find ways to build it here or do something like that, but I just feel like we're so behind the curve in that if that was going to be done, that should have been done years ago. But again, they're a multi-billion-dollar company, so they'll find a way. They'll make the cool new stuff, the new phones, the new systems, the new VR, AR, whatever's coming out. So, well, that's exciting. And I guess in other news before I wrap up, it is my birthday week. My birthday is Wednesday, so I'm excited to celebrate that. And in the news of video production, I see Canon is coming out, I think, with 2 kind of like point and shoot small cameras, and I'm very interested to see what those are about. Those actually get released on my birthday, so I'll be sure to maybe make an update about that, what I think about that, try to do kind of a review of it. As far as other camera tech, I haven't really seen too much to be talking about yet. I have a feeling DJI is going to release something very soon though, because they've been just crushing it with releases. I feel like they're going to probably announce their next drone line here soon, and then maybe a couple other good gadgets here and there, but we will see what they do. Today, hope goes well at work. I'm working on some property videos, so today's the day to really crunch that in because we have to finish that deadline. And then I will hopefully film another episode on my way home from work today too, because I have hockey tonight, so I play ice hockey. I might try to do a chest mount at ice hockey even, and that will be uploaded to my other channel, Donovan Kilbert, because I don't know what it is, but I don't think I will ever use a GoPro, DJI, or whatever other mount system it is. The adhesive mounts, I have literally mounted exactly how described probably 3 times. I know hockey's a contact sport, all that. Our league is a non-checking league. It's very not like aggressive. And that thing has fallen off my head more times than I can count. It has honestly kind of discouraged me from ever using adhesive mounts again. So I'm just gonna go ahead and wear the chest mount, try to get it to fit comfortably, because the only problem is like the big shoulder pads I have for hockey, it's kind of uncomfortable to wear like such a tight chest harness on it. So we will see how that works tonight. Our team is actually second in the league right now, so I'm excited to hopefully get to the championship game. I think there's like 4 more weeks of games, 4 or 3, and then the next season starts. So have to sign up for next season too. But yeah, if you like ice hockey, check that out. I have a couple videos up already. They're like 40-50 minute gameplay videos. I just mount it up, go to town. I'm not the best player on my team, so you'll probably get bored. Oh, sorry, got the hiccups. Jeez. Yeah, not the best player on my team, but ultimately I like doing stuff for fun. If you can't do things for fun, then why do them at all? And I feel like that's one of the challenges with this channel too. I'm trying to grow it, trying to get more stuff out there, but like it's awkward. Like I kind of feel self-conscious because when I drive to work, I have this big ass thing mounted to my hood, and I feel like people are gonna be like, what the hell are you doing? And it's like, well, I'm allowed to film myself. I'm allowed to vlog. I'm allowed to have a life outside of work. And you just really got to kind of put that noise to the side and do what makes you happy. So this is what makes me happy. I'm going to keep doing it, going to keep exploring, going to keep trying new things. And we're just going to see how far this takes us. Hopefully this channel gets a lot of viewership, gets a lot of interest. And like I said, feel free to just comment your ideas, comment any thing that you need to educate me on, because I'm sure I got a ton of stuff wrong about pyramids and other things that I talked about today. I don't mind being corrected, but also like I like to be educated, not just like, oh wow, you're dumb, why are you talking about this? I feel like that's not really a way to communicate with someone, because if I was just to look at everybody on YouTube and say, wow, you guys are not good, like you're just lighting this with, I don't know, Home Depot lamps. Like there's no right or wrong way to do something. It's just the fact that some people don't have all the information. So I'm just going based off of what I heard and what I know. And I know that not everything you hear on website articles or anything you read in newspaper, like I know not all of it's true. I'm not saying anything that I said is true. I'm just saying that what I saw and what I heard collectively just throughout the day on YouTube, through reading, they have found stuff and all that stuff. So just please comment, correct me if I'm wrong with certain things. If they are coils, let me know. Let me know what you guys want to see, because I want to do content for you guys, not just to talk for 40 minutes a day and hopefully get a view or two. So just stay tuned for more future uploads, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.